at Metric Maths Made Easy YouTube channel or at metric.maths.made.easy TikTok channel. Chapter 22, the quadratic expressions. No grade 10s or lower grades. Yeah, it's for grade 11 and grade 12. And what I just want to emphasize also, when we're dealing with quadratic expressions, there was no solving for x or any unknown. So there was no equal sign. It's not an equation. Yeah. So all we did was we went through factorization. I did a lot of examples how to factorize the expressions. And then I even taught you the L method. And then number 2 was the complete a square. So we've done that completing a square from the first principles. And then we've determined the minimum or maximum values in the axis of symmetry. And then now the last one that I'm going to deal with is the general case, yeah? So which is a squared plus bx plus c. You also call it the standard form. So I'm going to complete a square of this. So how do you complete a square of that? You know, completing a square, we have to group the x terms. So, and then now after grouping the x term, we have to make also the coefficient of x squared equals to 1. Yeah, so we got x squared plus bx. Yeah, coefficient of x squared equals to 1. So it means that you divide by a, and then you divide divide a squared by a, and then you divide bx by a. Yeah, and then you leave c alone. Yeah? So now this is a times x squared is a squared. A times b over ax is bx plus c. And then what you do is now you complete a square. So you know, completing a square, what you do is you have to add the half the coefficient of x. So we add half the coefficient of x. So we add b over 2a and you square it. Yeah, to complete a square. But now we're changing the thing, so we have to subtract it also here. So we subtract b squared over 4a squared, and then you close your brackets, and then you add your c. So now this b over 2a all squared minus b squared over 4a is actually 0, right? So hope we all agree. So we still have ax plus b x, still have the term there, yeah, those two terms. Still have a squared plus bx. This is 0. But now this is a perfect square, yeah? So now we have a, now we've got a perfect square of x plus b over 2a all squared minus b squared over 4a squared plus c. Now we need to take out these big brackets. Yeah. So to take out these big brackets, I will just do this. I'll write it. So we multiply through by a. So when you multiply through by a, you get your first term as a times open brackets x plus b over 2a close bracket squared, and then you multiply your a now into like b squared over 4a squared. So we're gonna have negative b squared over 4a. You know, when you multiply the exponents, yeah, you subtract. Or when you divide the exponents, yeah, you divide. So you get with a, you get over 4a plus c. Okay. Now we have done that. You just need to simplify it a little bit so that I can explain further. So what you do is, okay, you've got your a, you've got your x plus b over 2a. Talk about this just now, but now you need to add these two terms. So to add these two terms, there are many ways. So because I've got a denominator of 4a here I've got a denominator of 1. So I just multiply by 4a over 4a. Yeah. So I've got a common denominator of 4a. So see, minus, and then I've got a common denominator of 4a. Yeah, and then b squared is negative. Yeah? So it's b squared. So order this to be negative 2, call it 4ac. All right. Yeah. So can always go back. Yeah. So if you divide each term by minus b over 4, minus b squared over 4a, and plus 4ac over 4a. Right. So this is your perfect square. Now, just to complete, you see here, this needs to be 0 like we were doing before. So x plus b over 2a equal to 0. Give you your axis of symmetry. Yeah. So your x symmetry is equals to negative b over 2a. And then now when you substitute this to get your value of y into the equation there, you go to x symmetry equals 2 minus b over 2a. So now say that you call this one your y, right? So this will be equal to a. Now your x is minus b over 2a, which is your axis of symmetry, plus b over 2a squared minus b squared minus 4ac all over 4a. So this is a times 0, yeah, squared minus b squared over 4a. So your y will be minus b squared minus 4ac all over 4a. And this y will either be a minimum, so y minimum equals to minus b squared minus 4ac all over 4a when a is greater than 0, because your graph will be smiling. Yeah, and then you get your y maximum when a is less than 0, because your graph will be set. So this will be your maximum or your minimum. Yeah, please share the video. Completing square, it's a little bit long, I'm sorry about that, but I hope you understand. Try and do it so that you can see that you got the vibe. Yeah, so don't just learn it, you balapants. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.